And can you hear me okay, Sue? Just come on to mute if you can't hear me. And let me. Any requests today? Body parts you'd like to focus on? Welcome to Margarita joining us today. Upper back? Yeah. Low back. Yeah. Low back, upper back. Abdominal strengthening. Strengthening or stretching? Anybody need to stand for down? Oh, good. Yeah. Good. All right, then we'll get started in a comfortable seated position. So you all have to decide what that means for you. I do recommend sitting on the edge of a cushion or a blanket so that your hips are lifted up. And if it works to have legs crossed, and you've got blocks, so you can always use your blocks. Remembering that, it's morning, hips may be a little bit tight. It's nice to have the thighs supported because then your hips are more likely to soften. So, come to your comfortable seat, whatever that means for you, and take a few slow, steady breaths. A few slow, steady breaths in. And a few slow, steady breaths out. We're sitting up tall, so it's a nice opportunity to engage the abdominal muscles. Imagine drawing hip bones towards navel, navel in. As we sit up tall, take a slight tuck of the chin. Slight tuck of the chin, back of the neck is long. And we'll deepen our breath. Slow, steady breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Slow, steady breath in. And slow, steady breath out. Landing here, feeling the edges of the feet touching the mat below you. Feeling the sits bones reaching down, the tailbone reaching down. Slow, steady breath in and out. Following breath in and out for 3 more rounds. 3 more rounds of slow, steady breath in. Matching the length of the exhalation out. And at the end of your 3rd round of breath, float the palms together in front of the heart and drop your head even more, bowing to step. Imagine sending 3 breaths to the back of your neck. And then inhale, we lift the head. Exhale. Inhale, eyes float over. Exhale, hands float down to knees. We'll do some circles. This would be a good time to move those blocks if you have them in place. So circle torso in one direction. And as you circle torso, inhale as you circle back. Exhale as you circle forward and around. Inhale back, navel to spine. Exhale, circle forward and around. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale, circle back. Exhale, circle forward and around. So finding your own pace, your own rhythm, breathing, and then inhale back. Exhale, forward and around. Inhale, circle back and pause. And then reverse the circle, torso. Reverse the circle. I'm going to check and see if anybody's trying to get into Zoom room. So keep that circle going, inhaling back, exhaling forward and around, inhaling back, Exhale, forward and around. Noticing hips. And then come back through center, sitting up tall, shoulders roll back and down, navel draws towards the spine. Let the left hand come onto the mat. Let's say the fingertips pointing towards the side. We'll take a gentle bend in that left elbow as we sweep right arm up and over. We ground through the right glute, rolling right shoulder back. Breathing into the shoulder stretch so that the elbow on the left arm is bent. Breathing here. And then let that right hand drop and rest on left knee. As we inhale, sweep left arm up, coming to a counter stretch. Again, rolling shoulder back. Reaching up and over, grounding through left glute. Breathing here. And then let that hand find the other knee. Chin comes to center. Tuck the tailbone around the spine. Tuck your chin. Breathing here. And then inhale, arms reach up and open up. And we plug into the energy of the earth. Peace fingers reach down. Imagine those fingertips reaching down, down, down into the earth, like you're plugging into a socket, tapping into the energy. And next we come to the other side. So right hand is on the mat, slight bend of the elbow. Sweep, left arm up and over. Breathing through this side stretch. Rolling shoulder back a bit, rounding through left glute. And then hand comes down and finds right knee. As we sweep, right arm up and over. Rolling shoulder back, counter stretch. And then hand finds other knee. Chin comes to center. We tuck the tailbone. Draw the navel to spine. Tuck the chin round. And then inhale, arms split up. Exhale, we plug into the earth energy again. Peace fingers reach down into the ground. Imagine sending fingertips down, 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 plugging into the earth. We'll warm up the shoulders, upper back a little bit more. Inhale, arms float up, palms face forward. We're going to cross arms in front of us and give ourselves a hug. Slow, steady breath into the upper back. And exhale. 2 more breaths here. And then just as we did before, inhale, arms float up. Exhale. Inhale, arms float up to shoulder height, palms face forward. Other elbow stacks as we sweep forward and give ourselves a hug. Walking fingertips towards shoulders. Breathing into the space between shoulders. 2 more breaths. And then inhale. Arms float up and sweep down. And we'll swing the feet around, coming to tabletop position if you like to have the blanket underneath your knees. Go right ahead. Tabletop position. So hands can be underneath the shoulders or a little bit in front of the shoulders. And if wrists are tender, maybe you dial the fingertips a little bit out to the sides. Or come onto your knuckles with thumbs pointing forward. We'll inhale, tilt the tailbone after it's soft, and look to the top of the mat. Exhale. Inhale, tilt your tailbone, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, tilt the tailbone, looking to the top of the mat. Take a little swish of the tailbone left and right, loosening up the lower back. And another breath in here. Exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine, pause, drawing the spine. We'll shift forward and back here. Very subtle shift forward and back. Come back through center. Neutral spine. Lengthen head away from tailbone. And we're going to do some mini barrel rolls. So a little circling of the torso to one side, down and around. So sometimes we go closer to the mat. This is a mini barrel roll. Not going quite as close to the mat. And then come back and go around the other side. And back through center, knees wide, big toes touch. Take a breath in. Exhale, hips press back, child's pose. And you can keep the hands where they are if shoulders are tender. Or slide your hands away from you, fingertips come to the mat, elbows lift off the mat. As you breathe in, imagine sending breath down the spine. As you exhale, imagine sending breath back up the spine. And you can add an intention that as you breathe in, the muscles of the back soften. As you breathe out, the muscles of the back soften. Slow, steady breath in and out. Elbows come onto the mat, palms float above the back of the head. Little stretch for the biceps, triceps. So palms float above the back of the head, we're resting on our elbows. And then palms return to the mat, we lift up with an inhalation, we come back up to neutral spine. Knees parallel. Hands underneath shoulders. Now, if down dog doesn't work for you, stay here in tabletop position, extending one leg, pressing through the heel, working with that calf stretch. If you want to come to down dog, toes curl under, inhale, exhale, hips lift up and back. And you can keep a bend in knees as you reach one heel towards the mat. And then the other. So remember, you can be in a tabletop position, working with one leg extended behind you, pressing through. Or you can be in down dog, one heel reaching towards the mat, and then the other. If you're in tabletop position, switch. So now the other leg is extended, toes are curled under, pressing through. If you're in down dog, you keep pedaling those feet left. And then right heel, reach. And as you reach, I heel down, see if you can have chest draw closer to the top. Getting a nice stretch from the low back. And wherever you are, if you're down dog, pause, walk hands close to you. And if you're in tabletop position, curl your toes under and meet us here in the forward fold. So in this forward fold, our knees are bent. Hands can be on the block, or the mat, or your thighs. 3 breaths. And then take a hold of the opposite elbow. So right hand Hold left elbow, left hand holds right elbow. Rest your forehead on forearm. And do a gentle sway left and right with the elbows. Sway left and right. Maybe synchronizing breath. Inhale, just sway left. Exhale, just sway right. Go back to center, hands find the thighs. Hug your elbows close to the rib cage. Pushing into the feet and come up. Slowly, head is last to come up. Nice long spine, wait for roll shoulders up, back and down, and pause here, palms facing thighs. Hip bones to navel, navel draws in, soft, steady gaze, straight ahead. Find your mountain. Right hand finds the right hip. We sweep left arm up and over as hips press left, half moon. Again, nice side stretch here, rolling that shoulder back. Inhale, sweep the arm up, finding hip. Next time you inhale, sweep up, hips press right, arms sweep up over to the left as you roll that right shoulder back. Rounding through both feet equally. And then inhale, sweep up. And we'll take some shoulder rolls up, back. And taking a step towards the front of the mat, blocks on either side. So I like to put the blocks a little bit behind my toes so that when I come down to my lunge, hands are right underneath shoulders. So we start with hands drawing up, palms together, pausing here at prayer pose. Breathing. And then as if you're diving forward into a beautiful crystal clear pool of water, we reach those palms forward, knees bend, finding your forward fold. Breathing here in your forward fold. Finding your block, big step back with the right foot. Big step back, toes are curled under. Lift that right thigh up towards the ceiling, squeeze inner thighs together. Heart reaches forward, tailbone tucks slightly. And then lower that knee down onto the mat. Keep the toes curled under just for a moment. Give a little press through the heels, see where you feel it. And we do want that left knee to be directly over left ankle. So if you need to move those toes forward, move those toes forward. You're all looking good. All right, now that right foot can be flat. And see how that feels to sink into right hip, right thigh. Tailbone lengthening, heart reaching up. Inhale from the pelvic floor up. Left hand finds left thigh. We lift up again from this place of lift up, lift from the pelvic floor. And we sweep right arm up, fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling. So pressing into the base of the front foot, top of the back, pelvic floor lifts up, navel to spine. Stay here or a little side stretch here. Doesn't have to be big. Reaching up and over to the and arm sweeps down. We find the blocks. Left hip crease draws back for runner's stretch. So in runner's stretch, leg moves towards straight. Head's hanging over the thigh, and you can either keep toes on the ground or lift those toes off. Focus on drawing that left hip crease back. And then imagine sending breath to the back of your leg. You can move your blocks back so your hands are closer to being on your shoulders. Breathing here. Shift your blocks forward, we come back onto that left foot. Left foot comes back. Knees are wide, hands come down onto the mat. And we'll find our extended child's pose again. So hips press back. We walk the hands away from us, but the head melt down onto the block or the mat as you breathe out and down the spine. Inhale, lift your head, come back up to tabletop position. Knees parallel. Toes curl under, you can either lift up through down dog or simply let those hips lift up on the exhalation. And walk your hands closer to toes. So wherever you are, we end up in a forward fold, through down dog, walk those hands closer to toes. Trace a line up the front of the legs, palms, paws at the thighs. Hug your elbows, lengthen here. Lengthen out of hips, tight position. Next time you breathe in, push into the feet, come up. Lifting up. Arms sweep up and we pause. And walk into the top of the mat. We'll come to the other side with our low lunges. Inhale, arms sweep down and up. This time, we'll reach the palms together from here, bending at the knees, find your forward fold. Finding your blocks. Big step back with the left foot. So nice big step back with that left foot. We'll pause and high lunge. Blocks underneath shoulders. Lifting that left thigh up to the ceiling, gentle press of the heel. And then imagine closing the scissors of the legs, inner thighs, draw towards one another as hard. Right knee is over the ankle. Left knee comes onto the mat, pausing here with the toes curled under, gentle press through the heel. On the left side, where do you feel that in the left leg? And then foot becomes flat. Let the left hip and thigh sink down as you lift up through the heart. Elbow length. Lunge. Lifting up from the pelvic floor. So imagine doing Kegels. And then right hand finds right thigh. We lift up. Inhale, left arm sweeps up. Fingertips reach up to the ceiling. Can you drop that lower left rib down towards head? Stay here or inhale. Exhale, reach over. Very subtle side stretch. Inhale, arm sweeps up. Exhale, it sweeps down, finding your blocks. Right hip crease draws back. So runner stretch on the right side. Right hip crease draws back, head hangs over the right thigh or knee. Keeping toes on the mat or shifting back a little more, toes point up. So breathing here. Right foot comes onto the mat if it was off the mat. And now right foot comes back to meet left. Move your blocks. Knees come wide, big toes touch again. Inhale. Exhale, shift. Finding a wide-legged child's pose. Does it feel any different than when you first came into this posture? Inhale, lift your head. Come back for tabletop position. Knees parallel. And however you want to get to your forward fold, either down dog to forward fold or toes curl under, inhale. Exhale, hips lift up, hands walk closer to the feet. You have a nice bend in the knees. All in the forward fold now. Inhale, trace a line up the front of the leg, finding the thighs, palms press into the thighs as you hug those elbows close to the ribcage, lengthen here. And then pushing into the feet, you come all the way up, arms sweep up, and we pulse. And make your way to the top of the mat with a block in the middle of the mat, just as I have it here. So we'll start with an inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, arms sweep down and then behind us. So either finding left wrist or clasping hands and reaching hands down towards tailbone, opening through collarbones, shoulders. So you're either here, reaching wrist down near tailbone, lengthening, tailbone reaches down to the mat, or you're here. Heart lifts. And we'll take a look over the left shoulder, back through center. We'll take a look over the right shoulder. And come back through center. Tuck your chin. Take a gentle left and right with your chin. Back through center. Inhale. Exhale, release, feeling the arms float the center. Then we come into some sounding. So let the sound we make as we exhale come from the depths of your abdomen, your torso. So we're going to inhale, sweep up. As we exhale, knees bend, arms sweep down with a ha. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale with a ha. Inhale, sweep up. Knees bend, exhale with a ha. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale with a ha. A few more times. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale with a ha. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale with a ha. And then we come up to stand. Palms together in palms. Inhale, we lengthen up out of the hips. Exhale, knees bend. We fold forward and find our block. Both hands on the block to start. Both knees bent. All right, now the right hand stays on the block. As your left fingertips draw up the inside of your right arm, across your chest, and then that arm extends up into the air, fingertips reaching up to the ceiling. As you take a nice deep bend with the right knee, left leg moves towards straight. So left arm extended, fingertips reaching up to the ceiling. Right knee is bent, left leg moving towards straight. Bend both knees, both hands, come back to the block, let the head be heavy. Take a few breaths here in your forward fold. Coming to the other side. Left hand stays on the block. Knees are bent. We draw the right fingertips on the inside of the arm, across the chest, and then we extend that arm. Fingertips reaching up to the ceiling. Left knee bends, right leg moves towards straight. And notice, is this side any different from the other side? Left knee is bent, right leg moving towards straight. Inhale, exhale, come back to your forward. Inhale, hands find the thighs. We lengthen, hugging elbows to rib. Pushing into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up, hands find the hips. Coming to warrior one. So if you want to move your blanket, let's move the blanket away from your mat. So with warrior one, remember feet are kind of wide on the mat versus lined up in the center of the mat. That's warrior two. Hands on hips. Big step back with the right foot to the right edge of the mat. We've got a little bit of an angle on that foot. Left knee is bent, stacked directly over ankle. And that left knee reaches towards left pinky toe. So open that left knee towards left pinky toe. Yes. Tracing the line up the rib cage with your fingertips. Inhale. Maybe even tousle your hair a little bit. And fingertips reach up to the ceiling as shoulders soften away from ears. Keep a bend in that left knee reaching towards pinky toe. Left knee reaching towards pinky toe, pressing into outer edge of the back foot. Warrior one. Soft, steady gaze straight ahead. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, we're going to open up to warrior two arms. And then set up our feet. So heel toe that left foot so that that heel makes a line that could intersect the arch of the right foot. Yes. Gazing over front middle finger, left knee is bent, reaching towards pinky toe again. Warrior two, 3 breaths. Shoulder blades drawing towards one another, tailbone lengthening down. Drop your hand to the thigh. Flip the palm. Left leg moves towards straight. We'll come to reverse triangle. Inhale, scoop out, up, and back. So front leg straight and moving towards straight, reverse triangle. Then we'll come to modified triangle. So left arm level with shoulder, right hand floats up and finds the hip. Maybe even make a fist, make a little bit of a handle. So this could be your triangle, making the shape of a triangle with your legs. Otherwise, we inhale. Exhale, reach those fingertips away as hips shift back. This could be your triangle. Other options are hand comes to hip as we reach the head away. Or hand can come to thigh or the inside of the leg as you roll that right shoulder back. Or you can rest your fingertips on a block. So we've got blocks. Rolling right shoulder back, spiraling ribs towards the ceiling. So that right shoulder rolling back. Nice. Very nice. Pushing into the feet, we come up. Back foot meets front. Hands come to hips. Come to the other side. So big step back with the left foot to the left side of your mat. We'll do an angle on that foot. Right knee bends. Stacked over ankle, reaching towards right pinky toe. Warrior one. Grounding through the feet, lifting up from the pelvic floor. Inhale, fingertips trace a line up the side body. And we expand. Shoulders dropping away from ears. 3 breaths here. Keep the bend in that knee. It's easy to lose it. Reaching towards right pinky. Open up to warrior two arms. Heel toe that right foot so that it's closer to being right there in the middle of that line that would draw from the heel to the middle of your left foot. Knee reaching towards pinky toe. Tailbone lengthening. 3 breaths as shoulder blades draw towards one another. Arms level with shoulder. Beautiful, everybody. Drop that back hand to back thigh. Front leg moves towards straight. We flip right arm. Inhale, scoop out. Up and back for reverse triangle. Breathing here. Tailbone lengthening. And getting ready to modify triangle. Slide the left hand up to left hip. Make a handle. Hips shift back as we reach those right fingertips. Inhale, exhale, reach. Stay here. Or hand can come to hip as head reaches down, lengthening. Or slide a hand down to the thigh or inside of leg or onto your block. Oh, and your other option is extending that left arm. And you focus on grounding through feet, right leg moving towards straight, spiraling ribs, rolling that left shoulder back as fingertips reach up to the ceiling. Yes. Pushing into your feet. Inhale, come on up. Back foot meets front. Hands this time in prayer position. Inhale, arms sweep down and up. Exhale, we fold. Nice length, knees bend. Forward fold. And bend those knees deeply, come up on your toes, and then we're going to do a little abdominal work per a request. First, we start out with feet flat on the mat. We'll give a little hug of the knees, and then stretch for the little back, lifting up through the heart, rolling the shoulders back. As you hug those knees, breathing here. Hands come onto the mat, and we rock back onto our sits bones. Toes can rest on the mat. Navel draws to spine. Heart lifts. This may be your boat pose, or you can hold on to the knees. Again, heart lifts, shoulder roll back, navel to spine. The other option is lift those toes, holding on the back of the thighs. And final option, floating the palms. Again, heart lifts, navel to spine. Strengthening abdomen. And a little oblique work, side abdominals. Arms shift to one side. Back to center. Arms shift to the other side. Back to center. One more time, either side. You can do it. Saying to yourself, I am strong. And then feet come down again. Wrap your arms around the shins. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Hug knees to chest, chest to knees. Breathing in. And hands come to either side. Again, we roll onto the back of the sits bones, toes touching down. Lift those feet. Hands float here. We play with extending legs and coming back. Toes reach away and back with control. Navel to spine. One more time if you gotta go. Okay, good. And cross your legs. Give a gentle twist left and right, rolling shoulders left and right. Lifting up tall, out of the hips. Exhale, heart reaches forward. Walk your hands away from you. Heart reaching forward, so focus on the heart. Heart reaching forward. So you feel a nice stretch out of the lower back, your hips may be talking to you, that's okay. As long as it's not a sharp pain. And then walk your hands back towards feet. Legs extended. Another opportunity for abdominal engagement. Inhale, lift to the heart. Palms are out. We slowly lower down, one vertebra at a time as you draw that navel to spine. Once you land, pause there. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Nice long, but full body stretch here. Toes reaching away from fingers, fingers reaching away from toes. And then hugging knees to chest. And you have that option of rocking left and right, massaging lower back with the floor. And back through center. Legs extend long on the mat, rolling over onto front body. So rolling onto front body. Setting up for baby cobra. Forehead begins resting on the mat. Heels can fall out to either side. Fingertips line up with shoulders as we hug elbows to rib. Pubic bone presses down to the mat. We inhale, lift up, gazing down at the mat for our baby cobra. Certainly lift higher if you want to come to a fuller expression of cobra. Just keep the focus on pubic bone pressing down, hugging those elbows. Gazing down over the long and lower. Cleansing breath here, and then we'll try that again. Pubic bone presses down, hug those elbows to rib cage. Inhale, lift up. Head and shoulders off the mat, gazing down at your mat. Stay here, maybe you float the palms a few inches off the mat. This is great for strengthening the muscles along the sides of the spine, keeping some flexibility in the spine with a gentle back bend. And lower. Forehead rests on the mat, cleansing breath. Arms reach alongside your legs, and then we're going to clasp hands just as you did when you were standing. Either clasping hands or hold the opposite elbow from what you held, opposite wrist from the one you held before when we were standing. We're rolling those shoulders back, gently drawing shoulder blades towards one another and down towards the hips. Stay here, working with this opening through front body, or pubic bone presses down. Head and shoulders come off the mat, feet come off the mat. Keep that pubic bone pressing down, looking down directly at your mat. Just hovering head and shoulders, knees and toes off the mat. And roll it on there. Release the clasp. Hands come up, stack your hands, rest one cheek on stacked hands. Bend your knees, would you like to do that? And breathe, slowing the breath down. And lift your head, under cheek rests on stacked hands. Reach your right and left and right. Come back through center, forehead rests on stacked hand. Circle ankles in one direction. And then the other. And as your eyebrows rest on your hand, notice that pressure on those acupressure points, those points above the eyebrows feel a little tender. If so, this is a nice release. Back through center, do a gentle left and right with your head, rolling head left, rolling head right, massaging those acupressure points at the eyebrows. Back through center, feet come down onto the mat. Hands come onto the mat, fingertips line up with your shoulders. Hug your elbows close to the rib cage. As pubic bone presses down, we lift up through cobra and right up into tabletop position and back to child's pose. 5 breaths in. Finishing up with a little side stretch. Hips fall to the right as you walk your fingertips to the left. Until you feel that stretch along the right side body. So hips are right, fingertips walk to the left, forehead resting on that. Our child's pose. And walk those fingertips back through center, hips shift left, as fingertips walk over to the right. And breathing through left side body. And walking those fingertips back through center. 3 more breaths here with your child's pose. And as if you're pushing a marble up the mat with your nose, you're going to come onto front body one final time. Forehead resting on that. Then roll over onto the back. Have knees to chest again. And take any other movement, any other posture, what your body wants to do. And legs up long, it's a nice restorative posture. Holding on the backs of thighs. Or you can have baby pose. I recommend happy baby for anybody who's lower back. Needs a little love. And finishing up your movement, your body guided movement. Setting yourself up for Shavasana, relaxation pose. So if you have a bolster blanket, I invite you to put it underneath your knees as you're reclining on your mat. Very nice for the lower back. You have that bolster there under the knees. Remembering this is an important time to rest and integrate the benefits of the practice, stretching, strengthening. And I'll lead you through a guided body scan, and if you don't want to follow along, simply focus on your breath. And simply focus on the breath and imagine that you're melting into your mat. Drawing attention to the mouth. Noticing any sensation in the mouth. Feeling tongue. Feeling the roof of the mouth. Feeling the pulse or tingling in the roof of your mouth. Feeling inside left cheek. Inside right cheek. Noticing teeth and gums. You feel any pulse in your tingle in the teeth and gums. Noticing lips. Focusing on the nose, feeling the full breath. Go in through the nose. Breath warmed by the body flowing out. Traveling up the face, focusing on eyebrows, and eyelids. Feeling into the left eye. Feeling right eye. Feeling both eyes at once, resting in eye sockets. Focusing on the ears, the folds of the ears. Following sound as it travels in through ear canals, following sound in. Imagine sound meets at a spot in the center of your head. And from that place, relaxation bubbles up. Bubbles up to the top of your head. Up like a spring. To the top of the head soft. Follow relaxation as it flows over the forehead, softening eyebrows, softening the space between eyes. Relaxation flows over the eyes and cheeks, softening mouth, softening jaw. Relaxation flows down the sides of the neck, front of the neck, back of the neck soft. Relaxation flows into the shoulders, softening the shoulders. Down through upper arms, elbows, forward, into the wrists, and hands. Feeling fingers, feeling the palms of your hands. You notice any pulsing or tingling in the palms. Traveling up the arms through wrists and forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders soften a bit more. Relaxation flows over the chest. Soften the chest and legs. Soften the torso, back, pelvis. Relaxation flows into the hips, soften the hips. Travels down through thighs, knees, shins, to your ankles, and feet. Rather feeling feet, feeling toes. Noticing soles of your feet. You feel the soles of your feet. Relaxation goes up the back of the legs through calf muscles, back of the knees, through hamstrings and gluteal muscles. Gluteal muscles soft. Follow relaxation as it flows into the lower back, middle back, and upper back. Resting here. Melting. Begin to deepen your breath, filling the lungs, noticing how ribcage lifts and expands. And gentle movement to the body. You wiggle fingers and toes, or circle ankles and wrists. Stretching long, and then hugging knees to chest. Rolling to one side. And with eyes closed or a soft gaze, slowly press up. Sitting up tall with eyes closed or a soft gaze, finding a comfortable seated position. Jaw is soft. Feeling cool breath flowing through the nose. Long breath in. Feeling warm breath flow out. Long breath in. Long breath out. Left hand comes to the center of your chest. Right hand rests on top of left. Bow your head. Bow your head, honoring self, honoring our bodies. Calling forth a sense of gratitude for our bodies, this time practicing yoga, the sun shining, blue sky, anything else that comes to mind. Like that, should feel into gratitude. And then we'll send that vibration of gratitude out into the world. So the higher vibrational feelings you can have when you feel grateful. Some of these vibrations out. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a lovely rest of your day. My friends at home as well. See you again next Monday. 9:30. You're welcome.
Well, is there a staircase down? Is that it right there? This way?
Yeah. And it'll take you out to the back.